In the depths of Sherwood Forest, beneath the canopy of ancient oaks, a solemn gathering takes place. Robin Hood, a nobleman turned outlaw, stands before his band of followers, his voice carrying across the clearing like a clarion call. "Gather round, my friends," Robin begins, his gaze steady and unwavering. "We stand at the precipice of a new dawn, where the rights of the downtrodden shall no longer be trampled upon by the greed of the ruling elite." The men and women assembled before him nod in solemn agreement, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of the campfire. Each one bears the scars of injustice, the weight of poverty heavy upon their shoulders. "I ask of you now," Robin continues, "to pledge yourselves to the cause of justice and freedom. Swear upon your honor to stand beside me in our fight against oppression, to defend the weak and uphold the law of the forest." With a resounding chorus, the merry men raise their hands in solidarity, their voices ringing out in unison as they swear their allegiance to Robin Hood and his righteous cause. And as the stars twinkle overhead, casting their gentle light upon the gathering below, a new legend is born in the heart of Sherwood Forest. In the bustling streets of Nottingham, where the air is thick with the scent of ale and the sound of laughter, a figure moves with silent grace through the throng of revelers. Clad in forest green and a cloak of deepest crimson, Robin Hood slips through the shadows like a ghost, his eyes keen and watchful. With practiced ease, he lifts a purse from the belt of a pompous nobleman, his fingers deft and sure. But before he can vanish into the night, a voice calls out from behind him, sharp and commanding. "Halt, thief!" cries the Sheriff of Nottingham, his men closing in from all sides. "You'll not escape justice this time." Robin Hood turns to face his pursuers, a smirk playing upon his lips. "Ah, Sheriff, always a pleasure to see you," he quips, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "But I'm afraid I must take my leave. Duty calls, you understand." With a swift leap, Robin disappears into the labyrinthine alleyways of the city, his laughter echoing in the night air. And though the sheriff may swear vengeance upon him, the people of Nottingham whisper his name with reverence and awe, for Robin Hood is their champion, their hero, and their salvation in a world gone mad with greed and corruption. Deep within the confines of Nottingham Castle, amidst the opulent chambers and whispered intrigues, Maid Marian moves with grace and poise. To the outside world, she is but a noble woman, dutifully attending to her father, the Sheriff of Nottingham. But beneath her demure facade lies a secret known only to a select few. The sun sets over the horizon, casting its golden light upon the castle walls. Marian steals away to the hidden alcove where she keeps her most precious possessions. There, tucked away from prying eyes, lies a bow of polished yew and a quiver of feathered arrows, tools of a trade she dare not reveal, for Maid Marian is more than just a lady of the court, she is a skilled archer, a fierce warrior in her own right. Born of noble blood yet drawn to the cause of the oppressed, Marian walks a precarious tightrope between duty and defiance, her heart torn between loyalty to her father and allegiance to the outlaw Robin Hood. But as whispers of rebellion grow louder within the castle walls, Marian knows that she can no longer remain idle. With each passing day, the injustices perpetrated by her father weigh heavily upon her conscience, fueling her resolve to stand against him and fight for what is right. And so, under the cover of darkness, Maid Marian dons her cloak of midnight blue and slips out into the moonlit night, her bow at the ready and her spirit ablaze with determination. For in the heart of Sherwood Forest, amidst the shadows of the ancient trees, awaits a band of outlaws who dare to defy the tyranny of the sheriff and bring hope to the downtrodden masses. Within the walls of Nottingham Castle, the sheriff plots and schemes, his mind consumed by thoughts of vengeance and retribution. For too long has he suffered the humiliation of Robin Hood's defiance, his authority challenged and his coffers depleted by the daring exploits of the outlaw band, but now, as the fires of rebellion smolder on the horizon, the sheriff sees an opportunity to crush his enemies once and for all. With a cunning smile and a glint of malice in his eyes, he calls forth his most trusted advisers, laying out his plan with meticulous precision. "We must strike swiftly and decisively," the sheriff declares, his voice dripping with contempt. "We shall lure Robin Hood out of hiding with the promise of riches beyond his wildest dreams, only to ensnare him in a trap from which he cannot escape." And so, under the cover of darkness, the sheriff dispatches his most skilled trackers and huntsmen into the depths of Sherwood Forest, their orders clear and their resolve unwavering. But little do they know that Robin Hood and his merry band are one step ahead, their instincts sharp and their loyalty unshakable. As the moon rises high overhead, casting its silvery light upon the forest floor, a game of cat and mouse unfolds amidst the ancient trees. And though the sheriff may think himself the master of deception, he underestimates the cunning of the outlaw Robin Hood, whose wits are as sharp as his arrows and whose courage knows no bounds, for in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where the shadows dance and the leaves whisper secrets of old, the legend of Robin Hood lives on, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness and despair. Beneath the verdant canopy of Sherwood Forest, where the ancient trees stand tall and proud, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws gather in solemn council. The air is thick with tension as they discuss their next move, their voices low and urgent amidst the rustle of leaves and the chirping of crickets. "We cannot allow the sheriff's scheme to succeed," Robin declares, his brow furrowed with determination. "We must strike swiftly and decisively, lest innocent lives be lost to his treachery." The merry band nods in agreement, their faces grim with resolve. For they know that the fate of Nottinghamshire hangs in the balance, and that only they possess the courage and the skill to stand against the tyranny of the sheriff and his corrupt regime. And so, under the cover of night, Robin Hood leads his band into the heart of Nottinghamshire, their footsteps silent as shadows as they move through the darkness. With each passing mile, their anticipation grows, their hearts pounding with the thrill of the impending confrontation. As they reach the outskirts of Nottingham, the sounds of revelry drift on the wind, mingling with the distant clang of swords and the shouts of men-at-arms. But Robin and his band pay no heed to the dangers that lie ahead, their minds focused on the task at hand and their spirits aflame with righteous fury. And when at last they reach the gates of the city, they know that the time for talk is over, and that only action will suffice. With a silent signal, Robin gives the command to attack, and the merry band charges forth with a ferocity born of desperation and defiance. For in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where justice is but a dream and tyranny reigns supreme, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws stand as the last bastion of hope for the downtrodden masses. And though the road ahead may be fraught with peril and uncertainty, they march onward with heads held high, for they know that their cause is just and their resolve unbreakable. As the clash of steel echoes through the streets of Nottingham, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws wage a desperate battle against the forces of the sheriff. Swords clash and arrows fly as the merry men fight with a ferocity born of desperation and defiance, their hearts ablaze with righteous fury, but despite their valor and skill, they find themselves outnumbered and outmatched by the sheriff's well-trained soldiers. With each passing moment, the tide of battle turns against them, their ranks thinning as the enemy presses ever closer. "We cannot hold out much longer," cries Little John, his voice hoarse with exhaustion as he parries blow after blow. "We must retreat and regroup, or all will be lost." Robin Hood nods in agreement, his jaw set with determination. Though every fiber of his being longs to stand and fight until the bitter end, he knows that discretion is the better part of valor. And so, with a heavy heart, he gives the order to fall back, his band of outlaws retreating into the cover of the surrounding forest. But even as they flee from the city, their spirits remain unbroken, their resolve unwavering in the face of adversity. For they know that though they may have lost the battle, the war is far from over, and that as long as Robin Hood draws breath, the flame of rebellion will never be extinguished. And so, under the cover of night, Robin and his merry band disappear into the depths of Sherwood Forest, their minds already turning to the next phase of their plan. For though the road ahead may be fraught with peril and uncertainty, they march onward with heads held high, their hearts filled with the hope of a brighter tomorrow. For in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where the shadows dance and the leaves whisper secrets of old, the legend of Robin Hood lives on, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness and despair. And though the road ahead may be long and fraught with danger, they will never surrender, for they know that as long as they stand united, they will always emerge victorious in the end. In the tranquil depths of Sherwood Forest, where the ancient trees stand sentinel and the whispers of the wind carry secrets untold, a shadow falls over the merry band of outlaws. For amidst the verdant greenery and dappled sunlight, a darkness lurks, threatening to tear them apart from within. It begins with a whispered rumor, a seed of doubt planted in the fertile soil of loyalty and trust. Suspicion hangs heavy in the air as the merry men gather around the campfire, their faces etched with concern. "Something is amiss," murmurs Will Scarlet, his brow furrowed with unease. "I fear that we have a traitor in our midst." The words hang like a pall over the gathering, casting a shadow of doubt upon their once unbreakable bond. For though they have faced countless trials and tribulations together, the specter of betrayal looms large, threatening to unravel the very fabric of their fellowship. But even as doubt gnaws at their hearts, Robin Hood refuses to yield to despair. With steely resolve, he vows to uncover the truth and root out the traitor from their midst, no matter the cost. And so, under the cover of darkness, Robin and his closest confidants embark on a daring quest to expose the traitor's identity and restore honor to their band. With each passing moment, the tension mounts, their nerves stretched taut as bowstrings ready to loose their deadly payload. But as they delve deeper into the heart of Sherwood, they soon discover that the path to truth is fraught with peril and deception. Shadows dance at the edge of their vision, whispers of betrayal echoing through the dense undergrowth, and when at last they confront the traitor in their midst, they are met with a revelation that shakes them to their very core. For the enemy they face is not some faceless foe, but a friend, a brother in arms who has succumbed to greed and ambition. With heavy hearts, Robin and his band are forced to make a difficult decision, one that will test the limits of their loyalty and their resolve. But though the road ahead may be dark and treacherous, they will not falter, for they know that as long as they stand united, they can overcome any obstacle, no matter how insurmountable it may seem. for in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where the shadows dance and the leaves whisper secrets of old, the legend of Robin Hood lives on, a testament to the enduring power of friendship, loyalty, and the indomitable spirit of the human heart. With the revelation of betrayal still fresh in their minds, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws find themselves at a crossroads. Trust has been shattered, loyalties tested, and the once unbreakable bond that held them together now hangs by a thread. But amidst the turmoil, there emerges a glimmer of hope in the form of an unlikely ally, Friar Tuck, the jovial monk whose boisterous laughter and hearty appetite belie a keen mind and a heart of gold, steps forward to offer his assistance. With a twinkle in his eye and a mischievous grin, he lays out a daring plan to turn the tide of their fortunes and reclaim what was lost. "We must strike at the heart of the sheriff's power," Friar Tuck declares, his voice ringing with conviction. For too long has he oppressed the people of Nottinghamshire, lining his own pockets with ill-gotten gains while the innocent suffer. The merry band nods in agreement, their spirits buoyed by the prospect of striking back against their oppressor. But they know that the road ahead will be fraught with danger, and that success is far from guaranteed, and so, under the cover of darkness, Robin Hood and his band set out to execute Friar Tuck's daring plan, their hearts heavy with the weight of their mission yet filled with a fierce determination to see it through to the end. As they journey deeper into the heart of Nottinghamshire, they encounter obstacles at every turn, their path blocked by cunning traps and well-trained soldiers. But with Friar Tuck's guidance and the unwavering resolve of the merry band, they press onward, their spirits unbroken by adversity, and when at last they reach the gates of Nottingham Castle, they know that the time for talk is over and that only action will suffice. With a silent signal, Robin gives the command to attack, and the merry band charges forth with a ferocity born of desperation and defiance, for in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where justice is but a dream and tyranny reigns supreme, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws stand as the last bastion of hope for the downtrodden masses. And though the road ahead may be long and fraught with peril, they will never surrender, for they know that as long as they stand united, they will always emerge victorious in the end. As the gates of Nottingham Castle creak open before them, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws charge forth with a thunderous roar, their weapons flashing in the sunlight as they confront their enemies head-on. The clash of steel fills the air as swords meet shields and arrows rain down upon the defenders, turning the courtyard into a battlefield of chaos and carnage. At the heart of the fray, Robin Hood faces off against the Sheriff of Nottingham himself, their blades locked in a deadly dance of skill and determination. Each blow is met with a counterstrike, each parry a test of strength and resolve as they fight for supremacy amidst the chaos of battle. But even as they duel, the sheriff's forces rally around him, their numbers bolstered by reinforcements pouring forth from the castle gates. With each passing moment, the odds grow ever more dire for Robin and his band, their ranks thinning as they struggle to hold their ground against the relentless onslaught. Yet even in the face of overwhelming adversity, Robin Hood refuses to yield, his spirit unbroken by the ferocity of the sheriff's attacks. With a defiant cry, he redoubles his efforts, striking with a fury born of desperation and defiance as he presses the attack with renewed vigor, and then, in a flash of steel and a burst of fire, the tide of battle turns. With a well-aimed arrow, Robin strikes true, sending the sheriff reeling back with a cry of pain as his forces falter and fall before the onslaught of the merry band. With victory within their grasp, Robin and his band press their advantage, driving the remaining defenders back into the castle with relentless determination. And as the last echoes of battle fade into the distance, they stand triumphant amidst the ruins of their enemies, their spirits soaring with the sweet taste of victory. For in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where justice is but a dream and tyranny reigns supreme, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws have emerged victorious once more. Their legend destined to live on for generations to come as a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness and despair. Amidst the aftermath of the fierce battle at Nottingham Castle, a somber mood hangs over Sherwood Forest. Though victory has been won, the cost has been high, and the merry band of outlaws mourns the loss of their fallen comrades even as they celebrate their hard-won triumph. But amidst the revelry, a shadow falls over Robin Hood's heart as he realizes that the danger is far from over. For the sheriff's defeat has left him desperate and vengeful, and he will stop at nothing to see Robin and his band of outlaws brought to justice. And so, with a heavy heart, Robin turns to Maid Marian, his beloved companion and confidant, knowing that her safety is more important now than ever before. But even as he seeks to protect her from harm, Marian refuses to be cowed, her spirit unbroken by the threats that loom on the horizon. "I will not hide while others fight in my stead," Marian declares, her voice ringing with determination. "I may not be a warrior like you, Robin, but I will not sit idly by while injustice reigns unchecked." Robin nods in understanding, his heart swelling with pride for the woman he loves. Though he knows the risks she faces, he also knows that Marian is more than capable of holding her own against any foe, her courage and cunning a match for even the most formidable adversaries. And so, as the sun sets over Sherwood Forest, casting its golden light upon the verdant canopy above, Robin and Marian stand side by side, their hands clasped tight as they prepare to face whatever challenges the future may hold. For in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where the shadows dance and the leaves whisper secrets of old, the legend of Robin Hood and Maid Marian lives on, a testament to the enduring power of love, courage, and the indomitable spirit of the human heart. With the sheriff's forces regrouping and the threat of retaliation looming on the horizon, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws know that they must act quickly to secure their victory and protect the people of Nottinghamshire from further harm. And so, with hearts heavy with determination and resolve, they set their sights on Nottingham once more, ready to face whatever challenges may come their way. As they approach the city walls, they find themselves faced with a daunting sight. The sheriff's forces have fortified their defenses, turning Nottingham into a veritable fortress bristling with soldiers and siege engines. But even in the face of such overwhelming odds, Robin and his band refuse to be deterred, their spirits unbroken by the daunting task ahead. With a silent signal, Robin gives the command to attack, and the merry band charges forth with a ferocity born of desperation and defiance. Arrows fly and swords clash as they engage the enemy in a fierce battle for control of the city, their determination unwavering even as the odds stack against them. But as the battle rages on, it becomes clear that victory will not come easily. The sheriff's forces fight with a tenacity born of desperation, their ranks bolstered by fresh reinforcements pouring forth from the castle gates. With each passing moment, the merry band finds themselves pushed back further and further, their resolve tested to its limits by the relentless onslaught of their foes. Yet even in the face of overwhelming adversity, Robin Hood refuses to yield, his spirit unbroken by the ferocity of the sheriff's attacks. With a defiant cry, he redoubles his efforts, rallying his comrades to stand firm against the tide of their enemies, and then, in a sudden twist of fate, the tide of battle turns. With a well-timed maneuver, Robin and his band manage to breach the city walls, their forces pouring into the streets like a tide of righteous fury. And as they press their advantage, driving the sheriff's forces back with every step, they know that victory is within their grasp at last, for in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where justice is but a dream and tyranny reigns supreme, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws have emerged victorious once more, their legend destined to live on for generations to come as a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness and despair. With Nottingham liberated from the grip of the sheriff's tyranny, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws waste no time in turning their attention to the task of rebuilding the city and restoring hope to its beleaguered inhabitants. But even as they labor tirelessly to mend the wounds of war, they know that their work is far from over, for though the sheriff may have been vanquished, his legacy of greed and corruption still lingers, casting a long shadow over the people of Nottinghamshire. And so, with a steely resolve, Robin and his band set out to right the wrongs of the past and ensure that justice is served to those who have long been denied it. Their first order of business is to reclaim the ill-gotten riches amassed by the sheriff during his reign of terror, returning them to their rightful owners and using them to fund the reconstruction efforts in Nottingham. With each stolen coin and confiscated treasure, they strike a blow against the injustice that has plagued the city for far too long, their actions a testament to the power of the people to rise up against oppression and reclaim what is rightfully theirs. But even as they redistribute the wealth of the corrupt and powerful, Robin and his band know that their work is far from done. For though they may have won the battle for Nottingham, the war against injustice rages on, and they must remain ever vigilant in their fight to protect the innocent and uphold the law of the forest. And so, as they continue their quest to bring hope and prosperity to the people of Nottinghamshire, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws stand as a shining example of courage, compassion, and the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the greatest of obstacles. For in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where the shadows dance and the leaves whisper secrets of old, the legend of Robin Hood lives on, a beacon of hope in a world filled with darkness and despair. Amidst the jubilation of Nottingham's liberation, a shadow falls over the merry band of outlaws as they gather around the campfire in Sherwood Forest. For though they have emerged victorious against the sheriff's forces, there is one among them who bears a heavy burden of grief and anger, while Scarlet, the fiery-tempered member of Robin's band, broods in silence as memories of his brother's death at the hands of the sheriff's men weigh heavily on his heart. His fists clenched tight, his jaw set with determination, he vows to avenge his brother's untimely demise and bring justice to those responsible. With a steely resolve, Will sets out on a solitary quest for vengeance, his steps guided by the burning fire of his righteous anger. Through the dense undergrowth of Sherwood Forest he travels, his senses attuned to every sound and movement as he seeks out those who have wronged him. And when at last he comes upon the sheriff's former lackeys, now scattered and defeated in the wake of Nottingham's liberation, he does not hesitate to confront them. With sword in hand and fury in his heart, he faces them down, his eyes ablaze with the fire of retribution as he demands answers for his brother's death. But even as Will seeks to mete out justice to those responsible, he soon realizes that his quest for revenge has consumed him, turning him into the very thing he sought to destroy. With each blow he strikes, he feels the weight of his actions bearing down upon him, the lines between right and wrong blurring in the heat of battle. And as he stands amidst the wreckage of his vengeance, will Scarlet comes to a profound realization that true justice cannot be found in bloodshed and violence, but in forgiveness and redemption. With a heavy heart, he lays down his sword and offers his former enemies a chance at redemption, knowing that only by breaking the cycle of violence can true peace be achieved. And so, as the sun sets over Sherwood Forest, casting its golden light upon the tranquil landscape, will Scarlet returns to the merry band of outlaws, his heart lighter and his spirit renewed. For though his quest for revenge may have ended in failure, his journey towards redemption has only just begun, for in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where the shadows dance and the leaves whisper secrets of old, the legend of Robin Hood and his band of outlaws lives on, a testament to the enduring power of forgiveness, compassion, and the indomitable spirit of the human heart. As the dust settles over Nottinghamshire and the people rejoice in their newfound freedom, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws find themselves faced with a new challenge, the daunting task of rebuilding and healing the wounds left by years of oppression and strife. With each passing day, they toil tirelessly, lending their strength and skill to the task of restoring Nottingham to its former glory. From rebuilding homes and repairing infrastructure to providing food and shelter for the displaced, they work hand in hand with the people of Nottinghamshire, their hearts filled with a sense of purpose and pride. But even as they labor to rebuild their shattered community, Robin and his band know that the road ahead will be long and arduous. For though the physical scars of war may heal with time, the emotional toll of years of suffering and hardship will not be so easily erased. And so, with a heavy heart, Robin turns his gaze to the future, knowing that the true measure of their victory will not be found in the spoils of war, but in the lasting legacy of peace and prosperity that they leave behind. With each act of kindness and compassion, they strive to create a brighter tomorrow for the people of Nottinghamshire, a tomorrow where justice and equality reign supreme. But even as they work towards this noble goal, they know that the path to true freedom is fraught with challenges and obstacles, and that their fight is far from over. For though the sheriff may have been defeated, there are still those who seek to sow discord and division among the people, their hearts filled with hatred and greed. And so, as the sun sets over Sherwood Forest, casting its golden rays upon the tranquil landscape, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws stand tall and proud, their spirits unbroken by the challenges that lie ahead. For though the road may be long and fraught with peril, they know that as long as they stand united, they will always emerge victorious in the end. For in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where the shadows dance and the leaves whisper secrets of old, the legend of Robin Hood and his band of outlaws lives on, a testament to the enduring power of hope, courage, and the indomitable spirit of the human heart. With Nottinghamshire restored to its former glory and the people living in peace and prosperity once more, Robin Hood and his band of outlaws find themselves at a crossroads. Their heroic deeds have become the stuff of legend, their names whispered in awe and admiration by the people they have sworn to protect. But even as they bask in the adulation of the masses, they know that their work is far from over. For though the sheriff may have been defeated and justice restored to the land, there are still those who would seek to exploit the weak and prey upon the innocent. And so, with a renewed sense of purpose, Robin and his band redouble their efforts to uphold the law of the forest and protect the people of Nottinghamshire from harm. With each passing day, they roam the lush greenery of Sherwood Forest, ever vigilant for signs of trouble and injustice. But even as they strive to maintain the fragile peace they have fought so hard to achieve, they know that there will always be challenges to overcome and enemies to defeat. And so, with courage in their hearts and steel in their hands, They stand ready to face whatever dangers may come their way, knowing that as long as they stand united, they will always emerge victorious in the end. For in the heart of Sherwood Forest, where the shadows dance and the leaves whisper secrets of old, the legend of Robin Hood and his band of outlaws lives on, a timeless tale of bravery, sacrifice, and the enduring power of the human spirit. And though the years may pass and the world may change, their legacy will endure, a beacon of hope for generations to come.